Hey guys, welcome to another top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 favorite platforming games. Platform video games, sorry. If you guys don't know what a platformer is when it comes to video games, platforming games are usually like adventure games, usually requiring a lot of like jumping and, solving sort of puzzles and stuff, getting through different worlds and everything. I think if you're a gamer, you know what platforming is and stuff, jumping a lot of platforms and stuff. But there's a lot of details put into platforming video games and a lot of fun adventure fantasy styled stories within platforming video games. And I thought I'd talk about my top 10 personal favorite platforming video games. Yes, personal favorite. So as always, for top 10 lists, you got to have your honorable mentions. My honorable mentions are the Sly Cooper Trilogy, Little Big Planet, Little Nightmares 1 and 2, Crash Bandicoot 4, Pumpkin Jack, Ori and the Blind Forest, Unravel 2, every single Sonic game, I'll put it all on there, even mostly the good ones, and the Aladdin, Lion King, old school Super Nintendo games. All great games, just could make the top 10 list, but my top 10 was my number 10. My number 10 is Super Mario Galaxy 2. Super Mario Galaxy 2 is one of the best Mario video games. I played this for the Wii. Really good game. Really solid levels. I love playing Mario. I love what they do with all the characters and Mario's story in this. Just some of the awesome visuals they put into this, because usually I was always playing Mario on the old school, like Nintendos and stuff, and the visuals they put into this game was very groundbreaking, and even still to this day, playing Super Mario Galaxy 2 is just very great, very imaginative. They have some really funny comedy in the video game as well, and just the worlds they create, the levels you have to play, and it's not overly complicated, but it can be a little challenging. And yeah, it's everything that you want in a Mario game, and that's why I think it's one of the best. Number 9 is one of the most hardest platformers ever made, Cuphead. Cuphead is really good. It's a very, very good game. Super difficult, very difficult to play. This is platforming on like crack. Like, it is very intense, extremely difficult. And when you play with a second player, sometimes some levels it helps, but in other levels it's actually a nuisance on you. I love it though. I love Cuphead, and you get to play as Mugman, the sidekick, but mostly Cuphead. The amount of like guns you can do, I love that he shoots guns with his fingers and stuff, and it's really great. I love the free realm. God, it's been a little bit since I played Cuphead, but I love like the kind of like free runs you do. Those levels are really good. The bosses are great. Cagney's great. I like the girl boss. Oh my god. She has like the Medusa head. She's really cool too. King Dice is a pain in the ass when you get to King Dice. All is great. The Devil is pretty hard too, but the levels are so creative. It feels like you're playing in like this 60s cartoon. It's really cool. The soundtrack is really old school. The animation is really nice. Just the amount of detail and designs they put into Cuphead just makes it a really rewarding experience. And when you beat the game, it feels like you're actually a legit great gamer, because Cuphead is so hard. So yeah, Cuphead. Number 8 was the PS5 exclusive Astros Playroom. The reason I love Astros Playroom so much is because it is a love letter to PlayStation. And it's super fun. It's not super long. It's only a couple hours to platinum the game, but it's really good. It's really fun. You get to go through all these levels, and they're all homages to different worlds in PlayStation, whether it's like God of War, Ratchet and Clank, Ghost of Tsushima. Like, there's just so much stuff, and you're playing inside the PlayStation 5. And the collectibles you get are all PlayStation accessory collectibles. They're really fun, really cool, very unique. The trophy names are great. It's just, this entire game is a love letter to PlayStation. And if you're a PlayStation fan like myself, this game is just so great, and absolutely love Astros Playroom. Number 7 is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. This is from the Nintendo Switch that I played it on, and Beautiful game. One of the most beautiful, visually stunning games ever. The platforming of this is not overly challenging. Like, I know some people might want to put on like a game like Hollow Knight or something, but too challenging for me. This is a beautiful, atmospheric journey you go on in this game and Ori games. Ori and the Blind Forest was always an amazing game, but The Will and the Wisps is just a far superior sequel and just breathtaking to play through. Going through these worlds, going through all these stages, doing the platforming is just incredible. It's music to your ears and beauty for your eyes, and just definitely check it out if you haven't played any of the Ori games. Number 6 is Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey is one of the best Mario games that have come out. It is so great. I love playing as Mario, and you get to play as Mario's hat and stuff. I love it. The modern visuals, the cartoony style of Mario, and the fact that you can play old school Mario levels within the game as these mini games is really great. Just a single Mario game, it's one of my personal favorites. This is just a personal take here, because I know a lot of people, when you talk about Mario, everyone has different tastes and different takes on the Mario franchise, but Super Mario Odyssey is one of my favorites. Number 5 is Ratchet and Clank. I'll fully admit it, not a Ratchet and Clank guy. It's not because I'm not a fan of them. I've never played them. These are games that I never played as a kid or even really got into. I just never played Ratchet and Clank. It's nothing against Ratchet and Clank, but I played this remake that came out years ago. I played it pretty recently. Absolutely fell in love with this game. Love it so fucking much. I love the characters of Ratchet and Clank. I love the world. That the superhero and political satire they put in this game is just great. The worlds are unique and beautiful. The guns and weapons you have to collect are great. The pieces and tools you have to collect. Some of the little mazes and puzzles you have to solve as Clank, and some of the running levels with Clank are really great. The dialogue is very witty. The bosses aren't super challenging, but they're still fun and cool to play. And just Ratchet and Clank, I really love it, and I can't wait for the sequel to come out. It's really good. Number 4 is Rayman Legends. Rayman Legends these are games I did grow up with. I was gonna put some of the older ones, but I really liked Rayman Legends. Actually, I played this on the PS4, and it was really fun. The levels you got to do, the animations and stuff, the way you can play with the team and partners is really cool and very unique and very just interesting. And makes the game experience more fun, and it makes the timing go by quicker, and it makes the playability more and stuff, because you get to play this game as a single player or with other players and do challenges in different ways. Just Rayman Legends is a really good game, and as for platforming goes, it's one of the best. Number 3, the top 3 are all trilogies, so just putting that out there. Number 3 is the Jak and Dexter trilogy. Yes, there's Jak X Combat Racing, but that is not a platformer. That is a racing game, kind of like when we're talking about Crash Bandicoot. But Jak and Dexter, Jak 2, and Jak 3 are 3 games, all platformers, and they're both amazing games. What Naughty Dog did with these games are incredible. I love the story of Jak and Dexter, and just the platforming, going around these worlds, collecting precursor orbs and stuff, and all these gold gems and stuff is awesome. And then you have to try to cure Dexter, because he was just like Jak, but now he's like this creature and stuff. And Jak 2 going into the future and finding more things about the past, and Jak 3 defeating all these evil people in the desert and stuff. It's really good. The weapons, the character development, the growth of the character of Jak is just amazing. Just love the Jak trilogy. Really great. Number 2 is Crash Bandicoot trilogy. Again, I love Crash 4, Crash Team Racing. Crash Team Racing, again, is a racing game, but we're going just the original Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3. This is platforming at its best. This is what set the standards of platformers, is Crash Bandicoot. Amazing games. First one is still to this day a super, very difficult game, but everyone knows about me with Crash Bandicoot. It's a franchise I grew up with. This is childhood to me. It will never, ever grow old. I love it. Number 1 is Spyro. Spyro Trilogy. Of course, it's the Spyro Trilogy. Definitely one of the easiest platformers out of all these games we're talking about, but I love Spyro so much. Like, I love the characters in Spyro, whether it's like Spyro, Sheila, Hunter, Aurora, Nasty Nork, Ripto, Crush, Gulp. I love a lot of these characters, Sparks, and the adventure Spyro's has to go on. Just going through these worlds, flying as a dragon, chasing egg hunters, hunting down the other dragons and other these bad characters, collecting gems, doing challenges, collecting orbs. Just everything about the Spyro trilogy is just incredible. And anytime, like, if you ever feel sad or down, playing the Spyro games always cheers me up, and it's just always a good time. And as platforming goes, Spyro always wins for me. Spyro Trilogy. So yeah, that was my top 10 favorite platforming video games, in my opinion, of course. So in the comment section, please tell me what are you guys' top 10 favorite platforming video games in your guys' opinion. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.